People from all over, welcome back to the Zoe Show. I am the host of Game Breakers Life Coach. Hope everybody's doing good on this Friday. It's hot as a mug around there. It's in the hundreds. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's hot. It's burning up. I just came from the gym. You know, I had to keep them right, yo. I gotta always, you know what I mean? You just gotta keep them right. You know what I mean? You gotta stay healthy. You gotta stay fit. Once again, take care of your maintenance, health, take care of your cars and all that good stuff, and get that life insurance policy if you haven't gotten one already. For everybody that's new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Today, I want to speak on, I'm going to start a segment right here. This is going to be a new segment. Like, you look at all my playlists, I got the Maui playlist, I got the Game Bangers Near Death Experiences. Oh, and by the way, I got another one of those coming too. I'm not done. I'm not done. There's just so much other stuff been going on. Once again, rest in peace to the homie Wiz. If y'all that don't know, the homie passed away. Somebody hit him on the freeway, just took off, did a hit and run, knocked the homie back, and killed the homie on the freeway like that. While he was trying to help some other people, you know what I mean? He died trying to help some other people, man. So, and he done that for our community. So we as everybody from the Raymond community can say, Wiz has done a lot for the Raymond community. So many things he done for the Raymond community. He brought so many resources over there. So rest in peace, Wiz, man. And once again, I send my condolences to the family. All right, so on this episode today, this episode is about this new series I'm about to start is how to stay out of prison. And I want to talk about this because so many people need to know about this. See, it's easy for me to tell prison stories. If everybody that's been to prison, that's out here, that's been out, that's doing things on this YouTube circuit right here, man, share your experiences. Post it on your channel. Let's create that. Let's go ahead and create that. Share people how to stay out of prison because a lot of cats don't get it. And a lot of us didn't get it because me, I done been to prison 3 times. And every time I went, I did more time until I got life. And there's a lot of us out here that had life out here. And I try to connect more so with a lot of the people that had life. Most of the people that I probably will be interviewing is people that did an extensive amount of time. Like whether they had life or not, just a lot of time. That's not the only people I'm going to interview. I'm going to get around to that. I'm just haven't been big and catching up with people, setting up this live stream and all that. I just ain't really been moving fast with that. However, it's Friday, y'all. Cheers. I am going to be doing some interviews. More people. I got people in mind. Got people lined up. We just haven't got around to it. I am going to have Baby Crazy on here eventually. That's my little homie. I talk to him quite often. He's doing all right. You know what I mean? But yeah. So let's get right down to this. For me, I say this. This is what I say. This is how I start this off. For the first thing to do, the first way to stay out of prison is this. Retain your discipline. Retain your self-discipline. You in prison, you already should have some type of discipline about yourself. Retain that. I mean, hold on to that. Be consistent with that. Do not let your discipline go. That's key right there. Discipline is the key component, the number one element, the number one feature in your life program that you need to stay out here. How I did it and how I didn't do it before. Now, before, back in the past, how I did it, of course, I was young. So when I was young, I'm out here banging. So if I'm banging, I'm in the hood. I'm riding around doing the shit that gang bangers do. So my experiences has been like, from my first term, I was out maybe like 80 something days. And then I went back, I called 8 years off, 2 attempted murders. After 8 years, I was in there messing up. And I had 8 with half. I ended up doing 6 off of 8. I got out of that. I stayed out a year and a half. Was it a year and a half? Just about. And then I go back again with 3 more attempted murders, and then I get life. That's how it happened. So if you getting out of prison and you still in the hood, you riding around with the homies, y'all, y'all wilding out, you sliding, you just got that mentality. You don't care who got the straps. You ain't trying to make sure shit is put up. You got shit all over the place. You ain't tripping because one time pull you over, you got a break or whatever. You're not thinking about security with the straps. You just got them like just everywhere. Like okay, like you just prepared to like fuck it. You gonna go back to jail soon. You gotta have some smarts about yourself if that's how you living. You can't be out here like that. I was out here like that, but I was out here pretty much on sight. I was out here at a time when the color, there was color lines. We wore it. We didn't wear red. Bloods didn't wear blue. Well, Bloods always wore some blue. Let me take that back. I know a lot of Bloods back in the days that always wore blue hats with the red beat. I saw a lot of that. As far as Crips, you know, we wore red with Fila. You know, we had the Fila movement came around. We wore red so much because it had the little Fila stripes. Even we had the blue Fila shoes had the little bit of red on it. Then eventually they went to this Tommy Hill figure and all the rest of the stuff that had red in it. But with the Fila stuff, I remember seeing Bloods back in the days. A couple Bloods, not many. I just seen a couple before. It had like the blue Filas just to get from the Compton squad meet, and I seen them put the red shoestrings in them. I'm like, you know, that wasn't my thing. You know, you wouldn't catch me with nothing red at that time back in the 80s. It just wasn't heard of. It just wasn't part of the culture. It was something that dudes was getting beat up for. If you was a Crip, you was wearing red, your homies was whooping on you. They wasn't accepting that in the hood. And it probably was going on the same way in the blood communities. So the main thing you got to do is hold on to your self-discipline. Be strong, know how to resist. Self-discipline is this. Here's a prime example. Y'all saw the last video I put up about the homie Wiz. And it came down to, I could have been to, it wasn't in the hood. I could have went to this game and got with the homie and got this interview and sold him some shirts. But I got a son. It's my son's birthday. So when we be in these kind of situations, you got to go ahead and do what's right. The homies is there. You got to think. It's how I thought I get with the homie next weekend. I got to get with my son today. You know what I mean? That's the decisions you're going to be faced with out here. Everybody's faced with decisions like that. Even people that do not gangbang, that's not from the gang culture. It's like you just got your kids and you want to go hang out with your friends. You want to go to this party. You want to go to this thing, but it's your kid's birthday and you be like, oh, damn, which will I do? You got to go with your kids. That's the right decision. I don't give a damn how old your kids are, how old you are. Your kids always going to come first. And when we do stuff and we don't put our kids first, that shows you how much love we have for our kids compared to this other stuff that we're dealing with. Rather be gang violence, or just in the streets chasing women, women chasing dudes, dudes chasing dudes, women chasing women, all of that. You know what I mean? Your kids supposed to always come first. So these are decisions we're going to have you faced with out here. That's decisions that everybody's faced with as parents in life. We supposed to all know how to make the right decisions for that. So that's discipline, right? Now, I mentioned that because when I caught my life sentence, my family was moving. My family was moving from Cerritos, and they was moving way out to like Temecula at the time. This is back in 1996. So I like, okay, I'm supposed to help them move. Me, little bro, baby Nug, my little cousin, man, we all out here, baby T, we supposed to go out here and be helping them move. Instead, cool while we all was out here. We supposed to have been helping them move from Cerritos, but we in the hood. Now, I catch the case. I catch life. But if I would have been with my family helping them move like I was supposed to, I wouldn't have been in that situation to where I had to get off, you know what I mean? So, but still, those are decisions that we are faced with. And coming out of prison, you're going to be faced with a lot of that. You got decisions. Should I go over here back to the hood, mess with the homies? Or should I go over here and be with my grandma? I'll be with my mama. I'll be with my girl, my wife, my kids, whatever. You're going to be faced with those type of decisions. That's where the discipline come in. That's where the wisdom come in at. You got to be able to make the wise decisions, the right decisions. You got to be able to be like a quarterback and call audibles at the last minute. No, this is what I got to do. I can't do that right now. I deal with that later. You got to be able to do that. So you got to have discipline. You got to be able to resist a lot of stuff. You coming home, you got a girlfriend, you married or whatever, you going to come out here. It's a whole lot of temptation out here. It's a whole lot of ass out here, bro. I'm keeping it real, y'all. Young cats and old cats who getting out. It's a whole lot of ass out here, man. A whole lot of ass out here. And everywhere you look, I mean, and they wear tight stuff out here, fellas and women. Just getting out of prison, they're like women. They out here in it. You see the videos, you see TV. A lot of temptations. But it's easy to, you know, get weak and go after all that and then neglect what you already got. Then you go after all that and then you lose what you already got. If that makes sense, it should make sense. It should make sense to all y'all because most of y'all do it. You know what I mean? Most of us done it, you know. And then you end up like, oh, I didn't got nothing no more. Now you just like, damn, I wish I would have stayed there. I wish I would have did this. I wish I wouldn't have went that way, because you didn't went after something that wasn't good. You didn't went after something just because of what it looked like in them stretch pants, them all that old type of shit, and little bitty ass shorts they went. You didn't chase that, but that grass wasn't greener than the grass you already got. Ooh, think about that. So you got to know how to stick. You got to know how to play. You got to know how to just, you got to know how to play this game out here, this game called life. You got to know how to make the right decisions, because everything glitter ain't gold. You can't chase after everything you see. You got to let that shit go. If you want money, you're trying to be successful, you got to ignore that shit. That shit ain't nothing but distraction. That stuff is what we call, that's the devil just trying to pull you back down while you trying to succeed, while you trying to climb the ladder in life. You're trying to elevate your game as a person, as a man, as a woman, right? But you can't chase after and go after all the temptations. You can't go after all the influences. Some things you got to have. You got to have the discipline to say, I'm cool. You know what I mean? You got to be able to say, I'm cool. Everything ain't cool to do. Regardless of how we did it when we was young, everything in the hood is not cool to do still. You're too old for certain stuff to be doing in the hood still, period. You a certain age, you shouldn't be out there in the hood still. That's what you got little homies for. It's daytime. Get out their way. Get them some guidance from a distance, but don't get in their way. I mean, because you can't tell them nothing. You can advise them and show them something. Ooh, that was another one, huh? Think about that. I got punchlines, y'all. I got bars. I should have been a rapper or something, huh? That was a bar right there. If y'all don't know how to count bars, y'all rap. Y'all don't know about that. My bad. Y'all don't know how to count bars. But anyway, y'all, how to stay out of prison, first and foremost, hold on to your discipline, man. Do not let your discipline get away. And then once you come out here, if you have somebody, right? You have a girlfriend, you have a baby mama, you have a wife, you have your family, your mama, your grandmama, your pops, your grandpops. You have a support system. If you have a support system, you are ready to the good. Because there's people that do not have a support system. There's some people who really have to come out and really have to parole homeless. Everybody don't have to parole homeless. A lot of us do it just because we don't want the parole, how the parole conditions is, for different reasons, I guess, whatever. But if you don't have to parole homeless, you got a place to go and call your home, a place like you could stay here until you get on your feet. Utilize that and do it wisely. Do the right thing. Don't go to these people's house, your auntie house or uncle house or your brother house, your sister house, even your kids or your son or your daughter house. Don't do that. Don't go to their house and just act like you can live there forever. Go there and stay focused on your goal. You get that job and you stack that money. You take care of all your business. You make sure you got your health plan together. You know where you can go see the doctor. You can deal with all that, medical and all that. You make sure you're right with your parole officer. You make sure you've been to DMV and got that driver's license if you already have one to renew that, or that California ID, whatever state you in ID. Take care of that before you start getting everything else. Let me tell y'all a story. When I paroled, the first place I went, when I got out after doing 21 years, the first place I went from the prison, because it's a DMV right by the prison. For everybody that's in Norco CRC out there, if y'all don't know, there's a DMV right around the corner from that prison. If you coming down, I think that was 6th Street or 5th Street. As soon as you leaving out the prison, you going back down towards the freeway, you bust a right. There was a DMV right there. Still there. That's the first place to go. Go to DMV, and if you about to come home, have your people send you the DMV handbook for you could study that before you get out. Learn that, and then go take your test, get your license. Because you take your license, you only get 3 chances. You failed it the first time, you're going to have 2 more chances. I failed it first 2 times because I was doing it on the computer. It's easier to take it on the written. If you'll have an opportunity, you have a choice. Take the written if you're not too computer savvy like I wasn't, like I'm still not. Take the written and don't take the computer, because written is more simpler. You'll understand that better. But yeah, go take care of that, man. Get all your get all your credentials, everything together, line everything up, man. ID, because you don't need that for the job. Make sure you got your Social Security lined up. Take care to get your Social Security card. Take care of all that stuff the first day if you can. Get it out the way. Don't do, I'm going to go take care of that in about another week. I'm finna go party. No, because when I came home, I did that stuff the first day. I already had my Social Security card. I never lost it from before. So I already had that. So I just had to go get me a new California ID and try to renew my driver's license. Because what I did, I took a cruise. I was out like 2 days, and I was on the cruise ship. I went to Catalina for like 8 hours. Then we went down to Ensenada. So that's preparations. That's because I planned that. We saved up money, and cause I was hustling a little bit in the joint. No lie, I did get a little hustle in. I had the cell phone. I had a cell phone in there for like 4 years straight. Never got cracked. Hey, I did it. 4 years straight, never got cracked on my phone. Then I sold that joint. When I sold that joint, I put that money up to the side, and that helped me come out. And boom, that was money towards my coming back home, my welcome home. That was to myself. That was money I had put towards the trip. Also, remember I had the business. I was running rated R wear from prison, so I was in there whatever little money I had from that. I didn't have a much, but I didn't have a lot, but little ends and tools and fuels here and there. It worked out, but still plan before you come home. So when you plan and you come home, stick to the plan. It's easy to plan in prison, but it's hard to stick to the plan once you're out of prison. That's the main part. Stick to the plan. You got your California ID, whatever state you in ID, driver's license, whatever it is. You got your Social Security card. Now you're applying for jobs. Don't wait no time. Don't waste no time, because the longer you sit, that idle time is going to rob you. The idle time is going to rob you of what you can potentially become. So do not sit and wait. Apply right away. Get that job. Get going. Because you was working in there, but they put you on S time before you parole. So you was on S time for what, maybe 2 weeks or something like that. Something like that. That's what they call it. For those who don't know what S time is, every time we're about to parole from prison, they put us on S time. We close to that about the parole. You get a checkout ducket. I think it was called a checkout ducket. Yeah. So you're on S time because you're about to go home. So no more work. You're done. So when you come home, get right to work. Stick to that. Don't let the temptation pull you away from that and have you back out there doing other stuff that you did before, and before you went, how you caught your case last time. You got to remember that. What it was that got you sent to prison. You do not want to do it again. Try your best, do your best to prevent repeating that. Right? Do your best to not repeat the same things you did that got you in prison the first time. That's what keeps getting us back in there. That's why they call it a revolving door, because we don't grow, we don't open our minds while we're in there. So for everybody that's in there now, open your mind, learn as much as you can, read as much as you can. And if you got a cell phone, learn as much as you can on your cell phone. Because for me, actually, the cell phone helped me in there. I struggled with tests. I ain't gonna lie, I struggled with tests. I was dealing with Coastline Community College, certain stuff I struggled with, and my cell phone helped me pass them tests. Good old YouTube. Yep, I was in prison looking at YouTube videos, learning how to deal with certain stuff. I really was. I think I had Geology 100. I had a sociology class. It was certain stuff. I always struggled with math. I was dealing with math. The math was kicking my ass. So I needed help with certain math situations I was in. And YouTube helped me do that. So if you're in there, you got a cell phone, don't just look at porn, bro. Don't just look at videos like these. Don't just look at other just don't be looking at no bullshit, period. Look at stuff that's going to help you if you want to come home. If you're using a homie cell phone every night or whatever, and you're on this cell phone, make sure you're learning something off that cell phone. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to put out something, trying to tell y'all, trying to show you a way to go about it, because I'm giving you something. You learn it from this. But look at channels that's going to learn, not just going to entertain, because you're going to need that. You need to learn as much as you possibly can, because you don't know enough. None of us know enough. There's always more to learn. Learning is a lifelong process. So continue to learn. Never stop learning. So if you're using a homie's cell phone, make sure you're getting something out of it more than the conversation, more than jacking off the porn videos and some chick that's doing some FaceTime stuff for you, whatever. Never mind that. But they got tablets in prison now, so you can FaceTime on your tablet. So however, you could just do it off your tablet. I understand you're not getting real Wi-Fi, internet connection to be able to go freely on YouTube and stuff like that. But learn as much as you can before you come home, because you're going to need it. And then when you come home, stick to the script. Do not fall off the plan. Do not get distracted, right? Stay focused. That's key. And discipline. Focus and discipline is the keys to your survival once you come home from prison. But that job, that's the stability. I'm going to tell y'all more about that in the next episode, because there's too many jobs out here. Ain't no excuses out here. People just going back to jail because we're just getting weak.